Hey everybody, welcome back to my shop. It's a beautiful but hot, humid Sunday, and my husband got up this morning and said, I feel like giggling. He said, I feel so much better today. He said, I'm not ready to jump over any fence posts or anything like that, but he said, I do feel much better. So he just got to get his strength back, I guess. I feel fine, by the way. I've been in the house with him for days, and before that in the camper with him for days, and I feel fine. Okay, back a while back, I had asked if anybody wanted me to show them how to do this, how to close up the teddy bears, but I was doing it one day, but I was using the same color thread as the bear, and it was hard to see. Somebody said they would like for me to show how to do it with a contrasting thread. So this is my video to show you how I close these up. Now you see they look like they're overstuffed. They're not. You have to stuff them right up to this hole, because if you don't, when you close it up, you're going to have a soft spot right there, and you don't want that. I'm not going to do the back of the teddy bear because it's some white in there. So I'm going to do the arm right here where it's all navy blue. And what I do, I got this one done. He's ready to go. He's all sewn up. Got his little patch on. And what I have had, in one of my videos, I think it was my memory pillow video, I had said that if anybody would like to make a memory pillow of their own, but they do not have the resources to do the embroidered patches, I'd be glad to do them for you. And I have had more people to contact me through my email and calling me and asking me to make these. I made a woman in Texas, I think 11. I made another woman 5. I made another woman 4. And people are contacting me about making these. I'd be glad to do it for you. What I call a tray, it's my own terminology in my shop. A tray is my biggest embroidery hoop. I think it's 8 by 12, and 4 of these will fit comfortably on a large embroidery hoop. I just do put 1 in each corner, and then it takes, to do 4, it takes well over 2 hours to do 4 of these, and that's if the thread never breaks a single time. And those are good days when it doesn't break a single time, because it seems like if it does start breaking, it breaks 100 times. But these did go through very well. The thread never broke a couple times on all 4 of them, so that was a good day. But I do sell a tray of these for $25. All you have to do is contact me. At the moment, I am taking a break from Facebook. I put myself out there to the public about 7 years ago, and been sewing for the public for about 7 years. I don't recommend that to the faint of heart. It is extremely stressful, and I hold all my stress in the back of my neck and in my stomach, and so I'm nauseated most of the time. And if people just don't understand, other people had supply problems. There were several supplies that I needed, and I had, but I used them, and then once I used them and they were gone, everything came to a halt. So I'm even having trouble finding white. I use cones of thread like this, the large cones, on my industrial sewing machine, and I have to have 4 of them for my serger. When I use my serger, I have cut it off of my serger in order to put it on this machine because I needed it. And but anyway, I'm down to my cone on my sewing machine is that much thread on it, and that's not much. It'll be gone by tomorrow evening. I'll have to change that, and I've got a couple of cones, and that's it. But one of my sweet customers called me a while ago, and she was at Walmart. She found 4 cones, and so she bought them for me, and so I can expect she'll probably send them to me just most any time. Anyway, the way I do it, my needle is crooked, and that is absolutely not necessary to have a crooked needle. I bent it. I had some needles one day that were so old that you put the least bit of pressure on, they snapped in half. So this needle is just bent, but it didn't come from the factory that way. Okay, and I put my needle inside the hole like this, and I push it up a few stitches up above the hole. Let me pull you down just a little bit. See if you can see it better. I put my needle in just above the opening. And I do use a double thread. Yeah, I guess you could use a single thread, but I do double my thread on this. And then I take it with my fingers and I turn it under, make sure it's turned on, and I just mash it together like you would press your lips together, I guess you would say. Just mash it together like this. Now I will take this out and I will go back and do this with navy thread. It will not be noticeable, but that would be completely contradictory of what I'm trying to show you. So I'm trying to show you with this white thread. Just keep squishing it, pinching it together, and just go in one side and out the other and pull it tight. And readjust. And readjust again. And let me just give you a little piece of information on putting these two bears together. Don't make your holes smaller for stuffing, just so you don't have to sew up a very big hole, because I'm here to tell you it is not worth it. I mean, I'm not saying leave a 6-inch hole, but I'm saying leave it sufficient that you can work and get your stuffing in all the right places, because if you make the hole too small, you're going to stretch the hole out and it's not going to go together well. When you go to sew this hole up, it's going to be stretched. It's just not going to be pretty. So make your holes sufficient, and so that you don't stretch out the hole, sticking all their stuffing in there. Pick up my left-handed needle here. I hope y'all don't hear that air conditioner too loud. I was watching a video of a lady last night, and her air conditioner sounded like a lion roaring in the background. So I can't help it. It's hot in Alabama. Can't sit out here with no air conditioner. My little shop next door that I do all my paper stuff in, that I thoroughly enjoy, and I was going to do some today just to do something different. And I went out there, air conditioner was not on, and it was just intolerable. I couldn't stay out there, so I turned the air conditioner on and left it. Alright, now I'm at the bottom of the hole here, and then I'm going to go right back in. This is not rocket science. Anybody can do it. If you mess up, you don't like the results, if you thought, well, I can do that a little neater than that, then go back and cut your thread and do it again. Put your needle through the loop and then tighten it up. And I've got a little extra loop right there that would not pull tight, so I'm just going to incorporate it in this last knot. Just lay that sucker over there. The best way to keep from getting a loop is to make sure that your threads, there's no slack. They're both the same length when you go to pull them through. And put my needle in there, and there we go. And that is the end of it. There we have it. An arm sewn up. He's still nice and fluffy, and nice and firm. And it is the back of the bear. So that's how it's supposed to look. And if it was navy thread, you would not be able to see that. I hope this helps someone complete the teddy bear. I will have to admit, when I started making these, before I started making these teddy bears, I was extremely intimidated by the idea. Number one, my first problem was, this is a single shirt. It means something to someone, and there is no room, absolutely no room for error. And that's true. There's no room for error. One shirt will make one teddy bear, whether it be a long sleeve or a short sleeve. Now, I recommend that if you have a short sleeve shirt, that you take your smallest pieces, like the ears, the bottom of the feet, and the nose, and those little small pieces. I recommend you take a short sleeve, open it up, iron your interfacing down, and cut out them little tiny pieces, and save your back of your shirt and your front of your shirt for your large pieces. Get those small pieces in the smallest area that you can possibly get them if you have a short sleeve shirt. A long sleeve shirt, you got plenty of fabric there to work with, but it is a one-shot deal. So I did watch somebody on YouTube. I can't remember the name of her channel right off the bat, but I watched her make that teddy bear probably 50 times before I was confident enough to do it, because I had a really bad hang up about cutting out this shirt, and I got a one shot of making it right. So, but now that was 500 teddy bears ago, so I don't think anything about it anymore. And then what did I do when I got too confident? I put his shirt on upside down, and that cannot be fixed. That's one of the things I'm talking about that can't be fixed. But I am going to put his little patch on here, and it will be hardly noticeable when I get his patch on there. This will be the center point, so focal point. So I don't think it'll be a big deal. But there's pieces of him. Let me pull my camera back up. So there are still pieces of the Harley Davidson showing through right here on his little arm, and of course I use the other shirt to do his nose and his ears, and the bottom of his little feet. Now, I don't think there's anything of the print on this arm, and I don't think there is anything on the legs. His little butt has got some words on it. So, and his back is very busy with Harley Davidson Cycles. I think that's what it says. And then it's got, I guess, the name of the town the shirt was bought in. All the Harley Davidson shirts, just about all the Harley Davidson shirts, have got the name of the city, because that's what they want. They want and then they want me to make a t-shirt quilt, and to make sure that every one of the t-shirts shows the city that it was bought in. And I want you to know, I have done some that was Harley Davidson of so-and-so Iraq. I've done several different countries. I have done Harley Davidson, that I've gotten Harley Davidson shirts from people have sent me to make their Harley Davidson t-shirt quilt. But anyway, I fulfilled my promise to show that. I have shown that, and I'm sorry it took me so long, but it has been absolutely like an insane asylum around here. It has just been absolutely. I just want to scream and say, everybody, please just slow down. I mean, my son has broke his foot. He broke his shoulder. He broke his foot. The first time he took his jet skis out, he bought some used jet skis and worked on them and got them running. Took them to the creek. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but he got thrown off, caught his foot as he was going off, and broke his ankle. He walked around on that for a week. And then the next Thursday night, that was on a Friday or Saturday, I guess. And the next Thursday evening, he carried some little kid, my sister's grandson and my other sister's granddaughter, and some other children for a ride on the jet ski. Still walking around with a broke ankle. Didn't know it was broke yet, and broke his shoulder on that trip. Catching himself, only come in too hot. And everybody thinks, oh, that boy needs some experience driving, watercraft. Well, he's been on the water. He's 35 years old. He's been in the water. He's been on the water for 35 years. I used to put him, when he was a little bitty baby, I used to put him up under the console of our ski boat to keep him from getting sunburned. And that was his first son. He was born in April. In July, he was up under the console to keep him from getting sunburned, because I didn't want to leave him with anybody. And so he's been in that creek. He's been in the second creek down here, down the road, for 35 years, and he's 35 years old. So he has plenty of experience driving a boat, doing all that, but he had never had any jet skis. He's probably ridden on somebody else's, but he never had any of his own. And he came in too hot to the dock, and I was screaming bloody murder, basically. The look on my face was sheer terror, I'm sure. And he was coming in too rich to the dock because he said he didn't have his glasses on, and he was could not see how close he was. Anyway, when he realized how close he was, he put his arm out to brace himself against the dock. When he did, he broke his shoulder. So he went to the doctor the next morning to the bone and joint, and they said, "What's your problem?" He went limping in. They said, "What's your problem? What's going on today?" And he said, "Well, I've hurt my shoulder." They said, "Well, it looks like you've hurt your leg." So they x-rayed his leg. They said he had a serious break in his ankle. He's been sentenced to a cast for the summer. And then the shoulder came back after an MRI that it was just a small bone in his shoulder, and it would heal on its own in about 6 weeks. So we were afraid that it was a torn rotary cuff. It was not. So his shoulder is mending well. Of course, Kevin has been sick, but he's feeling much, much better today. My father-in-law passed away, and we've had land and house with land, and then a piece of land, and then land with a house, and a house full of stuff. And he also had a warehouse, a large garage big enough to work on cotton pickers, an office, and an apartment on that property, and not counting his own personal garage detached from the house that he parked his truck in. All that is full of stuff, and so we've been having to go through that. And then the COVID, and my supplies have been short, and it's just like every time I turn around, it's like, I'm fixing to go and lay down, and y'all wake me up when it eases up. Because and then after he broke his shoulder, he came by here because the lights on his jet ski trailer was not working properly, and he was out on my carport looking for a piece of bungee cord, and a yellow jacket fell off the ceiling and landed on his finger, and not landed, it took a nosedive on his finger and stung him. And I said, "Y'all got to go home. Y'all are really, really getting on my nerves. So please just go home." And I'm going in the house, and I'm going to lay down for a while because y'all done got my nerves all tore up. But yeah, so it's just I've actually stopped taking orders on Facebook for the rest of the year. People don't seem to understand that I have a supply problem, just like everybody else. I have a supply problem, and I can't. Every time I go to order, if I go to order it online, all I get is out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, and so I can't do anything about that. That's beyond my control. And so I'm doing the best I can. And so when the orders that I have got going on right now are finished, the rest of the year I'm going to do whatever Sonya wants to do. If I want to come out here and make a little Dutch style quilt, or if I want to come out here and make a scrap quilt or a 9-patch, or if I want to come out here and make some baby quilts that I've had lodged in my brain for years and don't have time to do, that's what I'm going to do as soon as all these orders are done. So hopefully by the end of the month, I will be close to being completely finished with all of my orders. And then I'm just going to make my grandkids quilt for Christmas, or I'm going to make my grandkids a Santa bag, or I'm going to, make my grown children a new quilt, or whatever I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to have a good Christmas this year. I want to have my stuff bought ahead of time instead of waiting until the day after Christmas to go Christmas shopping, because we don't do Christmas until the Saturday after Christmas. And so I tend to wait till the day after Christmas because I have been literally busy up till Christmas Eve night and trying to get people's orders out, and I'm not doing that this year. I'm just not going to do that. And so I've even logged off on my Facebook, and if anybody wants to send me a message or whatever, they're just going to be hit with a blank wall, because I'm not even going to respond to anybody right now. My nerves just can't take anymore. So, well, there you go. One arm sewn up, still got another arm and 2 legs and his back. So thank y'all so much, and I hope this helps you sew your teddy bear up. You would do all 5 holes the same way. The exact same way I just done that. No difference. Thank you. Have a great day. And if I chit-chat too much, just don't watch my videos. I don't, I don't care. People, a woman told me one day, you could have cut out the first 7 minutes of that video. You talk too much. I'm like, well, don't watch it. If you ain't got something nice to say, don't have to say anything at all. Bye-bye. Have a great day.